Welcome to the Every Mom is an Athlete podcast, where we believe that motherhood is inherently athletic. I see you lifting car seats, chasing toddlers, and carrying groceries one-handed while holding a baby and a coffee. Your daily life is a workout. I'm Dr. Karlie, pregnancy and postpartum expert, sports chiropractor, strength coach, entrepreneur, and mom of three. Here you'll find solo episodes and real conversations with other moms and leading experts, so you can live your strongest, healthiest, most aligned life in motherhood. No matter how long it's been since you've had your baby, whether you're reconnecting with your body, rebuilding your strength, or just figuring out what feels good again, you're in the right place. Hi there, and welcome to Every Mom is an Athlete. Today I'm going to share an interview that I got to do with Betsi Flint. She is a 7-time AVP champion. If you don't know, AVP is the professional volleyball tour that travels all around. Amazing athletes. She competes internationally for Team USA and was even an Olympic alternate for the Paris 2024 Games. She has a 4-year-old daughter and is currently pregnant with her second baby. Betsi is just such an inspiration as an athlete, as a mom. I've got to meet her in the past working on the AVP tour, and I just really hope you enjoy this honest, down-to-earth conversation that we got to have about how she manages life as a professional athlete and a mom, returning to her sport after having her first baby, and even some insecurities that she has. I mean, don't we all have so many insecurities around getting back to fitness after we have our babies? But I think that sometimes we just think professional athletes are 100% confident all the time. And it's just so nice to hear that they are real people too. Before we get started, just a reminder, if you are newly postpartum and you haven't yet, check the link below to learn more about my postpartum restoration plan. This is an 8-week plan. It is super doable. It's like 20 minutes a day, 4 days a week, and it works everything. So upper body, glutes, lower body, core, pelvic floor. It's all wrapped into one very efficient plan that I designed after having my first baby, and I've done with all 3 of my kids. So if you're a new mama, check that out. And without further ado, I really hope you enjoy this really fun interview with Betsi. Just a quick note about this episode. We did have some technical difficulties with Betsi's volume while recording this awesome conversation, but I know you're still going to get tons of value from this episode. Thanks for bearing with us. Betsi, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited to chat more. I'm going to have you just do a little intro of yourself, give us a little background of where you came from, sports background, and then we can jump into some of the mom stuff too here in a bit.
Yeah, I play beach volleyball professionally for Team USA and on the AVP beach tour. And I'm a mom to a 4-year-old, and I have a second baby boy on the way. I played collegiately indoor and beach volleyball at Loyola Marymount University, and I coached there immediately after I was done playing. And as soon as I had my daughter, I was coaching for about 6 months and decided that I was just going to focus on my playing career and being a mom. And that's where I'm at today.
That's so great. I'm so excited to just chat about how, you went from, obviously you're still a professional athlete, of course, but how you went back to professional athletics after having your first daughter, or your first child, I should say. But let's talk a little bit about you're pregnant with baby number 2. Now, how far along are you?
I'm almost 30 weeks.
And how do you notice any differences from like this pregnancy from your first, like physically? What do you notice?
Definitely. I'm 4 years older, so I don't know. I'm sure that's a big factor.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick for the first 18 weeks this time. Last time it was only 12. And I just feel the fatigue is so much stronger. I don't know if it's just my age or having a toddler to now chase after as well, but it's definitely been more challenging.
Yeah.
Workouts are harder to come by. When I had my daughters during COVID, so there also wasn't a ton to be doing, and you can also nap whenever you can do what you want to do. You're not always taking care of a kid. So it's definitely been more challenging, but I'm just trying to embrace it and figure out what the new norm is for now.
Yeah, I think that second kid, man, is rough. You just have so much more to focus on, and like usually, some people have kids, a little like a big age gap, but they're usually pretty close, so it's not like you have like an 8-year-old who's like very self-sufficient. It's like, oh man, this kid is still quite needy,
Yes, we are still working on independent play.
Yeah. I think people always ask me, I remember I had a friend who told me that, having 3, the third kid was easier. And I was like, yeah, right. And now I totally think that because now I have the two, they like play together, right? So my boys are 3 and 5 and they like play together. And then now I have the baby and I'm like, oh gosh, this is actually easier than one little like needy toddler. So
Yeah.
I hear you. And physically too, right? I think, how old are you?
32.
32. Yeah. So I just think like, oh man, unfortunately it's true. Like obviously you're not old, but the older we get, it
Yeah.
just like gets harder.
It's harder on the body. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. You mentioned workouts during pregnancy. So let's talk a little bit about your training. What does that look like for you now? So you have one child, you're focusing on your professional career. What does that look like maybe right before you got pregnant? And then what does it look like now that you are pregnant?
I mean, before I was pregnant, I was training 4 to 5 times a week on the sand for multiple hours, conditioning in the gym. I was also lifting 3 to 4 times a week. It was kind of near the end of our season. I had some injuries I was working through. And then now that I'm pregnant, I mean, I was sick for 18 weeks. So it just feels like it really sets you back. I'm like, oh man, so out of shape. And it's fine. I'm trying to accept it because my body's, making a baby, which is
Yeah.
incredible. But it's way different. Now, if I can get intentional movement, even if it's stretching once a day, that's my win. But my main goal is pelvic floor stuff. I've been seeing my pelvic floor physical therapist, staying on top of my SI pain that I've had. So doing those types of exercises and just staying active with walking. And having my 4-year-old, she's super active. We're not inside very often, so we're out and about or we're walking to parks. So my activity level is different. And as an athlete, it's hard for me to say that's a workout. But right now I'm counting those things as workouts. And at some point I'll get back into that.
Yeah, I think that's so valuable, Betsy, to hear you say that as a professional athlete, because I think women like me, not professional athletes, we beat ourselves up. We're like, oh, that doesn't count as a workout. But it really does. Just I think you hit the nail on the head. Like the intentional movement is like really important.
For sure. Yeah.
Did you have SI joint pain and issues in your first pregnancy?
I did a little bit. I also had some pubic dysfunction a little bit. I was coaching at the time and I was playing and I was pretty pregnant. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that can really take a toll. So that set me back a little bit, but I haven't had anything major. The SI pain came a little earlier than maybe I anticipated, but it's been good doing my like glute exercises and
Yeah,
pelvic floor exercises. And I just want to stay on top of it. So postpartum, I don't have those issues as well.
totally. Yes. That's what I tell all my patients that, right? Is like the more you can do during your pregnancy, it really does. It's like prehab, right? If you're going to have knee surgery, you would be doing all this stuff to sort of prepare, before you have the surgery. It's the same as pregnancy. Like do it while you're pregnant, right? And then it really does help so much in postpartum.
Yeah, you've been aspiring, like just starting all your breath work as soon as you had a baby. I'm like, you just forget how fast you can start, like doing the little
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna be doing that as soon as I can.
Yeah. Good. I know. I think the breath work, I talk about this all the time, but I just thought it was so silly before I had kids. I mean, not silly, but it's like, okay, yeah, we all breathe, blah, blah, blah. But once you have a baby, I just think you feel, okay, now like I feel what it feels like when that diaphragm doesn't work. And just as an athlete to have something to work towards, like literally in the hospital bed, that's when I started is like, okay, now I can like, oh, that's what it feels like to take a big breath, and like, oh, that's where it starts. So it's really nice to hear you say that because I think so often we think, professional athletes, like, I don't know, that you jump right back in, but like you guys do the opposite. You guys are so smart and so intentional and know the benefit of, that long game. It sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, and if I had really good people around me to help me and guide me or get me into pelvic floor physical therapy, I would have never known if my friend would tell me
Yeah.
just to be proactive and on top of it. I had heard in the past that there was a beach volleyball player who leaked every time they jumped. And I'm
Oh my
like, I do
gosh.
not want this. So this
Oh,
is
could
my
you
goal.
imagine? Oh,
Yeah. And so that was like my whole goal going into pelvic floor physical therapy. And I'm so grateful it helped.
yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable goal,
Yeah.
especially as a pro beach volleyball player.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about that. As a professional athlete, are there things that have surprised you through pregnancy that just stuff that you wouldn't have thought about, like as an athlete?
Yeah. I mean, definitely what I said before, just those expectations of what a workout is right now and accepting that. For sure, some days are harder where I beat myself up and I feel like I could be doing more. But yeah, it's just kind of setting new expectations and knowing like I can get back to a different training schedule postpartum. It might not look the same, but I've just got to adapt with my body and be flexible. I'm a very like structured and routine person, so
Yeah.
motherhood has definitely, shook me a little bit and made me a little more patient and flexible. And I'm still working on those things.
Yeah, for sure. I know I think I see it in a lot of people I work with, and I definitely notice it in myself. You definitely have to be more intentional with your time, right? Like as far as training and stuff goes.
Oh yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what that looks like as far as like, do you have help? Do you have family? Like what do you do with the kids so that you can train?
Yeah, that was a big challenge for us. We don't have family nearby. We have, great supportive friends and family who's willing to come help when I'm out of town,
Sure.
which has been huge. But we're just been balancing our schedules. My husband usually works in the evenings. He coaches basketball, so it's like 1:30 to 10. So I get all my training done in the morning, and he has our daughter, and then we swap. So it's
Mhm.
been hard for us on our marriage for sure. Like we see each
Yeah.
other way less, but we're making it work for now and just knowing it's a phase. But yeah, that's definitely a big balancing act of figuring out who's watching who, especially when I'm traveling
Yeah.
internationally, gone for like a week at a time, sometimes even 3 weeks. I'm sorry, my poor husband.
Yeah.
His mom would come into town and work remotely in the mornings and help in the afternoons. So that was huge for us.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, all of that it's hard for me too, like traveling, all of that since becoming a mom has definitely changed my why. And just like being able to influence her. And now that she's older and really seeing and observing everything, it's really cool. When she was younger, she probably didn't absorb as much as I thought. But her to like watch some volleyball and she's like, Mom, come play with me. My
Yeah, that's
husband's
so
like, you got
cool.
to keep going. You got to keep playing. So yeah, there's just been lots of challenges within that, but it's really cool to see.
Do you think that will she want to play, you think?
I think so. Yeah. She
Yeah.
loves playing volleyball and
That's awesome. I love it. I know we have two boys. Of course, boys can play volleyball. My husband played in college too, but when we had a girl, I was like, "Oh, wait, now we get to really do the volleyball thing." Poor girl. She's probably not going to want to play, but
now that you want it.
I know I want it too bad. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk a little bit about mindset and kind of the shift that maybe you had to come through after having your daughter. So obviously, your time is shorter, but let's talk a little bit about like competitive mindset, I guess. Has that shifted for you since having kids?
I was worried about that happening. I'd
Mm,
heard some moms maybe become less competitive. I didn't feel like that was my case for sure. Like when I'm off the court, I'm not as competitive, but like when
yeah.
I step on the court, like I'm dialed in and competing hard. And I love having her there watching me, but if she's crying, my husband knows just to like take her away and I don't really hear her at all. So I really can kind of like focus, when I'm in my arena, like I can really focus and be there. It's the off the court stuff that's definitely challenging and not being able to give as much as I used to
Yeah.
and knowing like that's okay because I want to be a great mom too and I want to be a great athlete, but the mom part is definitely priority.
Right.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped me from being competitive.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it maybe could even make you like more competitive.
Yeah, especially when I'm traveling internationally. Like, I'm not out there to hang out and have a good time and explore a new city. Like, I'm here to win, get the job done, and we win or lose, I'm gonna change my flight to get home as soon as I can. So,
Yeah.
for sure, the urgency is there.
And then talk to me a little bit about your timeline. I'm just interested as far as like going back to, obviously you'll start off slow, but what will that look like going back after having your son?
Yeah, I am excited for this time around, having a little more time. My daughter, she was born at the end of January, and usually beach volleyball season starts around May. So I was determined and I expected to be back competing in May,
Yeah.
which was a little unrealistic.
Yeah.
Now that I look back, that's something I do want to change.
Yeah.
I felt like I was at the 6 week mark. I was like, all right, I can work out. I got a workout in. I went to my pelvic floor physical therapist and she's like, what are you doing? It's not time to like be lifting weights. Like we got to start like engaging the core, doing all the little things. So I was very grateful for her guidance to like slow me down a little bit and build the foundation. So this time I'm due at the end of August and I have time to not feel
that's
like so
nice.
stressed about getting in shape. With my daughter, I did start competing around 6 months postpartum. I think what people didn't see was all the self-doubt and how hard it is, like to be jumping off the sand again.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I felt like I was getting in good shape, but I couldn't jump, and that was
Mm-hmm.
really frustrating. And just trying to figure out like how can I win with this new challenge here. And I do remember there was a time where it just clicked, and I felt like, okay, I'm getting it back. I can jump, I can move. So it just took a lot of like patience and belief in myself, and my support system really believing in me was really helpful because there's so much self-doubt already in the sport, and then coming back from a birth,
Mm-hmm.
and the body's completely changed, the hormones are changed, we're not sleeping, priorities are different. So yeah, I'm excited this time around. I don't think it's going to be easy. Definitely don't think it's going to be easy, but I do have a little bit more time to work with.
What, if you remember, around the time was when that kind of getting back to jumping felt like it clicked all of a sudden?
Oh man, I mean, it was probably like a week or two before the first tournament I really signed up for.
Yeah.
Probably like 5 months or so,
Yeah.
like,
That
but
sounds
it's
about
really
right.
cool. Yeah. It's really cool to be in a spot where I feel like I'm like making a lot of progress.
Yes.
So I feel like as an elite athlete, you get to the point where you're like just trying to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's the win. So it was really cool to see like how far I could jump and how fast that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. It's like almost like you're brand new again, right? Like making those huge PRs and leaps and improvements where you're used to just this little tiny, like maybe 0.5% better, It's like, oh no, now today I'm like way better.
Yes.
I love that feeling. Yeah. Yeah, and that sounds about right. The like kind of 5-6 month mark. I would honestly say that's with a lot of training, right? Like that's with a lot of work by you. So I would say for normal quote unquote, moms that aren't professionals, I would say it's closer to like 8 or 9 months usually till that starts to feel normal. But I've definitely seen with athletes, professional athletes, you're working on that a lot harder. And the sand is just so different than any other training tool, right? So
yeah.
Just a quick pause. If you're feeling like your body doesn't feel like yours anymore after having a baby, if you don't know where to start or you're tired of guessing what's actually safe postpartum, I've got you. I created the Postpartum Restoration Plan to give moms a clear, doctor-designed roadmap to rebuild strength, support their core and pelvic floor, and start feeling strong again. It's just 4 days a week, under 20 minutes, and built for real postpartum life. Whether you're a few weeks or a few years out, it's never too late to start. Click the link in the show notes and I'll walk you through it.
let's talk a little bit about moms in pro sports. So obviously, I know there's other moms playing beach volleyball, of course. What do you think are some misconceptions that people have about moms who are professional athletes?
Yeah, I think one misconception is that you think we have it all put together. And I think it looks easy on the outside. Like you show up to a tournament, you see someone performing at a high level, they're like, oh, you just had a baby. Like you must be so, I don't know if easy is the word, but I know for me, looking at other moms, they were inspiring, but I didn't quite understand what they were going through until I went through it.
Yeah.
Just the balancing act of childcare. In our sport, we have a lot of different incomes like sponsorship, prize money. There's no like set income. So it's juggling all of that and just, the mental load it takes to like show up at practice every day. And this is probably for moms everywhere, not just athletes, but I do think when you show up to a tournament, you just see something different. And every single day, I'm not recording all the challenges. You're not seeing it on Instagram. So I do like to have some reality posts in there too. But yeah, you're not seeing all the mental work and everything it takes just to show up at practice and show up and be there and be present.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really true. And it's not like you just show up, right? I mean, not to a desk job or something. You have to show up like physically, emotionally, mentally, it's like you have to be all there. Like, I don't know. I feel like some of us can get away with kind of showing up to our, desk job or whatever, right? But like, yeah, you can't do that when you're
your job is to go and practice, right?
Yeah, and you have a partner and a team to rely on you. So there's, yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
You got to show up ready.
Yeah, yeah. And you're right. No one sees that behind the scenes. You're right. Like for everyone on social media, right? It's the highlight reel. But especially with professional athletes, we always do that, right? We just think it's everything's all rainbows and butterflies and it's not.
Yeah. I do love showing up to a practice and hearing someone complain, "Oh, I woke up last night," or "I'm jet lagged," and this, and I just like chuckle to myself,
Yeah.
like, you have no idea.
Yeah, you're like you have a superpower they don't even know about, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe a superpower you wish you didn't have sometime. Like
Yes.
can operate on so little sleep. It's unbelievable. So what are some things that you wish more moms knew about returning to sports or even just movement or working out after birth?
Yeah, I mean, you do a great job of educating people about the pelvic floor, but I do think that's something not talked about enough, and it's not a resource that everyone's given. But that would be a huge one, whether you're playing sports or not. I still have mom friends that complain about leaking when they're coughing and sneezing, and I'm like, okay, that's common. It's not normal. Like, go
Yes.
see someone. It's
Tell them.
not. Yeah, like it seems intimidating,
Yeah, true.
but it can help. And I think you've said it before, but as we get older, it's just going to get worse probably. So fixing the issues earlier. And then, yeah, being okay with a new norm, whatever that is. Like things are changing, your body's changed. There's no getting back to whatever shape, it's just different. You got to figure out how to make that time for yourself and knowing that it's going to be a little different for a while, and that's okay.
Yeah. This is maybe a personal question, so let me know if if you don't want to answer. But in beach volleyball, you're wearing a small swimsuit, right? So how can you talk to me a little bit about that? Like just how your mindset, like were you? I don't know. I've also played volleyball right since I was 10, so it's like I feel like you get used to being in short shorts, a swimsuit, right? You're like very used to it. But did you have insecurities around that, like getting back out there after having kids, or what did that look like?
Definitely had some insecurities about that. I mean, we're allowed to wear other things. We don't have to wear a
Sure,
swimsuit,
sure.
which is great. I mean, I feel like I've always been like a little insecure about it. It's not an easy thing. And
Yeah,
I had a partner right after, and she definitely gave me confidence. She was like, if you want to wear the swimsuit, wear the swimsuit. Like, who
yeah,
cares what other people think? So, yeah, I mean, it's always hard to navigate, but I do think just doing whatever I'm comfortable with, and we'll see what happens this time around. But I know when I was breastfeeding, like I definitely held on to more weight, and I didn't realize that. Everyone always says like, "Oh, breastfeed, the weight will fall off." But I think because I was training and my body needed so much energy, it held on to it. And when I was done breastfeeding, I definitely felt like it was coming off better, which again wasn't like something I was trying to control, just the body was doing it. So yeah, definitely a big challenge within all the insecurities and wearing swimsuits. But I'm grateful that our sport allows us to wear whatever we want.
yeah, totally. Yeah. And I'm sure you were just like eating massive calories too, right? To like sustain breastfeeding and that amount of training. It had to just be like so much.
Yeah, I wasn't counting at the time, but I'm sure I was. It just, yeah, the body's exerting so much energy.
Yeah. I always tell people that's like another soapbox I love to get on is that a lot of women hold on to weight. It's really normal. And I don't know who freaking told people that with the weight falls off. I know it happens to a few people. And every time I like make a post, people will be like, the weight fell off of me. I blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Then this post isn't for you. Like
Yeah.
this is for those of us that hold on to 10 pounds and it's like super normal. And there is nothing that I could do to lose that 10 pounds right now, except for stop breastfeeding, which is my kid's food. So I'm not going to do that right now. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's nice to hear you say that and just normalize that because it is really, it's true. It makes sense, right? Like if we were like out in the woods in a cave, like way back thousands of years ago, right? We'd need to hold on to that fat to be able
Yeah.
to feed our babies. So, but I could talk about that for hours, so I won't. I'll get off
I
the
love it.
soapbox
I love
now.
it.
Let's talk a little bit more about volleyball. I just love talking about volleyball. Do you have like a special moment that you remember on the court, after becoming a mom that like really sticks out to you or you really feel proud of? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely playing in the Manhattan Beach Open my first year after having Cora. She was about 7 months old. that was the first time she was really there watching me compete. And I mean, it was just special to have her there. And then we made the finals, and the Manhattan Beach Open is like, they say, the granddaddy of all. It's like the Wimbledon of beach volleyball. So to make the finals, we did end up losing to the Tokyo Olympic gold medalist, but it was
Oh,
just
those
really,
guys.
yeah, it was really rewarding to me too, to like see, like, hey, I can do this. Like, I can come back and compete at a high level. And then every year since then, I've been to the finals. I won
Wow.
one, and we got our name on the pier. So it was just special to have her there and see my name's on the pier. And she was older. She was like 2 or 3 at the time. So that was a special moment. I will say, when we did win the Manhattan Beach Open, I think this is my third one, my third final. I was like so excited. I thought she would be so excited. And she was just like crying. She's in the middle. I don't, just like
Meltdown.
dysregulated. It was, yes, it was raining. It was loud. And so I have this picture, and she is just screaming, crying. And it's supposed to be like one of the happiest moments of my career. But that is just motherhood right there.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds about right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's got to be pretty cool to have her be able to watch you and see you. That's so cool.
Yeah. And it is, a fresh perspective too. Like, she really could care less. Like, she didn't care that I won the Manhattan Beach Open.
No,
So that's always just in the back of my mind. Like, I do want to win so bad. But at the end of the day, like, it's not always about that. And she sees me whether I win or lose, and she sees the same person show up. So that's
totally.
definitely changed, yeah, my perspective.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that. Like if there are things that have changed since you've had her, kind of that she's taught you about maybe being a better teammate, a better athlete. Sounds like maybe that's one, right? Is just like, winning obviously is important, but like she sees you all the time. What else? Is there anything else you can think of?
Yeah, definitely that perspective, and back to being flexible. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty structured, and just being understanding with other people. And I feel like I've always prided myself with being a good teammate. But I think it is harder for me to give more of my energy to a teammate now that I have kids. So that's changed things. But yeah, she just gives a fresh perspective. Like, at the end of the day, I care so much about beach volleyball, but like, that's not what's important, and that doesn't
Right.
matter to her.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So just a few more questions to wrap up. I am just so curious. You have been in the beach volleyball game for so long. What would you say to a younger version of yourself, like before you became a mom? Maybe if you were worried about having kids, how it would affect your career, that sort of thing. What would you say to that person?
Yeah, I mean, there's no right time to have kids. It's
Mm,
a hard decision. I know I was worried about, like, if I'd be able to come back and compete at a high level, if I'd still be competitive, if I could still jump. And I think if you want those things, you can do it. And it might take time, and that's okay. But prioritizing what you want most. And I know when we're younger, we can be so blindsided by, like, I want the Olympics, I want this. But in the end, like, family is super important. So if that's what you want, like, you can pause your career and, yeah, have a family. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's not
hmm
sunshine and rainbows all the time, but it is definitely worth it, and it can make you a better athlete, a better person all
hmm
around.
I love that. Yeah. This podcast obviously is called Every Mom is an Athlete. What would you say? What does that mean to you? I'm just curious. What do you think that means?
You know, I was thinking about, after having Cora, I definitely took a step back in, like, conditioning and some of my lifting, and I still felt just as strong as ever. I do think there's so much athleticism in motherhood with everything we're doing. My daughter's active. We live in a small apartment, so we're always outside. We're always moving, and I didn't feel like I needed to get that extra conditioning in. And I probably was competing at a higher level than before kids. So I think there's just so much that goes into motherhood, alongside the mental load, but the physical as well.
Yeah, I obviously agree with you. I think that a lot of women don't give themselves that credit, like it is so the things we do are so athletic from, just pushing the stroller, picking up the kids, throwing them over here, the way we bend to like wash them in the bath. Like I just could like go on and on. It's so amazing. And obviously like okay, dads are doing that stuff too, but this podcast isn't about dads. But yeah, I just think it's so fun to see athletics as, yes, professional athletes like you are amazing and we love you, but also the average woman is inherently athletic. So
Yeah, I agree.
one more question. I'm so curious. How do you hope that your kids will view, this journey of you as an athlete, as a mom? Like, what do you hope that they see? What do you hope that they remember?
Yeah, I hope that they just remember all the determination, sacrifice, everything I've put into chasing my dreams while also being a present mom when I'm home. I know it won't resonate with them maybe until they're like 20, 30 years old, but just to see like what it takes and knowing they have all these qualities instilled within them, but they get to see it like in motion with me and in action. So yeah, I hope they can just see all these great qualities they have and what they need to do to pursue whatever dreams they have.
Yes, I'm certain they will. Yeah, you're right. In like 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so to finish up, I have 5 kind of fun rapid fire questions just to get to know you a little better, and we'll go from there, and then we'll wrap up. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, this pregnancy, and also last, if you had a funny one last time, what is a craving that you did not expect? Do you have any weird cravings?
I don't have any weird cravings. I did crave a lot of mango naked juice last time,
Oh,
and my daughter loves mangoes. Now it's more
that's
like
funny.
briny, like lemony things, but I've had little appetite, so nothing like crazy. Maybe we'll have some funny ones later.
Yeah, that's so funny. I had it with my first son. I remember I didn't have any really weird cravings either, but I did one day. I was like, someone mentioned macaroni and cheese, and I was like, I didn't have any kids yet, so we just didn't have macaroni and cheese lying around. And I was like, oh, I must have it. And I, not like the good, like, not like the fancy stuff, like the crappy old school, like it's like 49 cents a box or
Yep.
something. And I went to an out of the way store. How vain am I? I was afraid someone would see me buying it. So I went to a different store and then I made it. And my husband, I like remember he was like, are you going to put like some veggies or chicken? And I was like, no, just going to eat it. And then I asked him if he wanted some and I just gave him this look like, you better say no. And he was like, no, no.
That's awesome. Yeah, with my first, I ate a lot of fast food, and my husband was like, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've actually seen a fast food. And I was calling him at 9 p.m. on the way home from work, like, hey, could you stop at Wendy's and get some chicken nuggets, please?
The French fries. I wanted French fries really bad this last pregnancy. Maybe it's just an excuse because I just like French fries. Speaking of foods, what is your favorite kind of healthy snack and maybe your favorite like cheat snack or sweet treat or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I consider this a little healthy and a little sweet treat. I've been loving the Cocoa June yogurt with
Oh,
chocolate chips in it.
okay. I haven't
I
tried
will
that.
say it has like pretty high fat content, but I'm okay with that right
Yeah,
now.
totally.
And then anything chocolate as a sweet
Yes.
treat,
Yes.
like some good Hue dark chocolate chips, anything.
All chocolate.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is one baby item that you couldn't live without?
My Solely wrap. I love baby
Oh,
wearing,
yeah.
and yeah, I just feel like it's nice to be hands free, able to do
hmm
things.
Do you do the wrap and then do you transition to like a more structured one or do you do the wrap for like a long time?
Yeah. No, I have a more structured one too. The wrap, I feel like it's hard kind of like when you're in public places because it's so big, but I
Yeah.
like it at home around the house, going on walks,
Yeah,
and
totally.
then when they're so little too.
Yeah. I love the wrap when they're like, I don't know, like first 10 weeks maybe. And then I kind of
Hmm.
transition into the more structured
Yeah.
ones. What I'm loving this time is all the brands have one, but the ones with like a very structured seat. And so then you can like take apart. Have you seen those? So then you have like the little hip carrier.
Yes. Someone told me about that when my daughter was like 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's too late.
No. Do you
I
have
should
one?
have gotten
I'll
it.
send you one.
I did. I got one for my
Okay.
baby shower and I'm so excited.
Oh, good. I think
Yes.
those are killer for like even with travel, even up to like 3 years old, because they just like, they want to complain about walking and stuff and like the airport and you just pop them on there. I love it. But I like the ones that come like as a carrier and then you can turn it into that because then you have like 2 birds, 1 stone. All right. What is one word or phrase or saying or something that your daughter says that makes you laugh every time?
Right now she calls me little chubby. And It's funny because I try to like body positivity.
Yeah,
We don't
sure.
really say that very
Yes.
often, like at all. I don't know where she actually heard it. So I
Yeah.
asked her, I'm like, what does that mean to you? She goes, it just means you're so small and cute. So now she's allowed to call me little chubby. My husband, anyone else is not allowed to.
No.
But it does make me laugh every time.
That's so cute. Oh, little chubby. I will not call it to you. Don't worry. My 5-year-old told me the other day, he leaned in and gave me a big hug and he said, your tummy's still kind of big, isn't it? And I was like, don't spiral, don't spiral, don't spiral.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to prep my 4-year-old to let her know, like, okay, it's still going to be a little big for a while. So,
and as long as I want it to be big, it will be big. All right. Let's end with this one. Finish this sentence. Motherhood has made me blank.
More patient and more flexible. And yeah, that's helped me learn way more about myself.
Yes, 100%. All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us and giving us a little insight into the life of a professional mom athlete. I wish you like the very best in your birth that's coming up so soon. So you're doing like 10 weeks or so?
Yeah. About 10
Awesome.
weeks.
Okay, well,
Thank
good
you.
luck. And thanks again for chatting with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. Every Mom is an Athlete isn't just a podcast. It's a reminder. Motherhood is athletic, and you're still the athlete you've always been. But it's not about going back. It's about moving forward intentionally and powerfully. If this episode resonated with you, I'd so appreciate it if you'd share it with a friend, leave a quick review, or rate the show. It helps more moms to hear what they need to believe, that every mom is an athlete. See you next time.